Hello, 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 all of my beautiful, glorious friends from the internet. I hope each and every single one of you is having an absolutely spectacular Tuesday. Welcome to the Reddit Asks Us podcast, the podcast where we read and react to comments from r/Askreddit. I am your host, Luke Dick. Remember, if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever else you get your podcast, please leave us a rating and also please leave us a review. Remember, you can respond to this week's episode's question by going to the description in Spotify, and there you should see an ability to answer the question, and I read aloud those responses on the next week's following episode. I can't remember if I got to mention I'm happy to be with you on this Tuesday, or whenever you happen to be listening to this podcast, whether that's morning, evening, or night. Sorry, folks, I'm a little bit burnt out. I just had like an 8-hour work day, came home, had a beastly workout in the gym, had to get after it, got some goals of mine that I'm trying to hit for this summer. So you know how that is, trying to get that beach bod, trying to, it's a hot boy summer, okay? It's hot boy summer, so you gotta do what you gotta do, right? So, and also I'm turning into a frat boy this summer. I'm now wearing my hat backwards. I know this is controversial for everybody in the chat, so I'm hoping not to transition over to our resident frat boy Check. You know him. Everyone knows Check. What's going on, bro? It's Check. The dude who just has to like flex when he when he comes in for the dap up. He's just flexing his arms super hard. It's on. It's fucking Check, bro. Dude, you don't know me? I'm fucking Check. Sigma Chi, bro. Anyways, so I am wearing my hat backwards now. So I know that is a controversial take, but you guys are gonna have to get used to it. But anyways. This is an ad-supported show, so there will be an ad break after we read out the responses from last week, and then another one 20 to 30 minutes later into the show. Please go to my Instagram and my TikTok and my YouTube channel at Reddit Asks Us Podcast, where I post new short-form content every single day. So please go and check that out. Also, big news. We have a subreddit now. It's r/Reddit Asks Us on Reddit. Thank you to Phil Savannah for starting the subreddit and now making me a moderator. So I'm a moderator of the subreddit now. And I post a new mega thread every Tuesday. Every single Tuesday, there's a new mega thread that's reposted. So we can all chat about the episodes. I'll be active in the subreddit as well. So we can chat about the newest episode or just anything really related to the podcast or just anything that's on y'all's mind. So please go to our subreddit. I'm also going to be adding polls. I heard we wanted polls. So every week, I'm going to be adding a poll from the Would You Rather subreddit, so please, you can go and answer that poll. I think, are we going to do one this week? I did one last week, but I feel like I want to reiterate it, just because I didn't mention it on the podcast, but I did have an inquiry about whether I should add video to the podcast, and I did get a couple respondents, people saying yes, but that's going to be the one for this week again, because I know I posted it last week's, but I didn't tell anyone about it on the podcast. I kind of just did it out of nowhere. So this week's Would You Rather, or this week's poll is, would you like to see video added to the podcast? It's something I'm considering. I've gotten a couple people asking me to add video to the show. So, it's something I've been floating around. So the answers will be yes, no, and I don't really care. So thank you all for doing that. Now, why don't we hop into the replies from last week. Last week's question was really specific, but it was really cool to see everyone respond. We had 8 responses for this, which is pretty spectacular, pretty noteworthy, pretty significant to have those responses. So, wow, thank you, everybody, for submitting your responses. So, first one comes from a special little cat. I'm 14. I don't have any experience with quartz, but last episode, so spotlight bulbs cost from $60 to $30, and I go to an art school, and the kid got screamed at, and that was since he broke the second one. So that was from the previous week's episode, where a special little cat was telling me about how a student got kind of reamed out or chewed out for breaking a spotlight bulb, but still, I feel like that's a bit of a harsh reaction. Spotlight $60 to $30 is really not that much money. I feel like, take it easy on the kid. So what? Everyone can be a bit of a klutz sometimes, right? I'm always bumping into random things. You know how that is. I got the sorest piggies, okay? These piggies on these little toes are the sorest because I'm always running into things, whether that be the coffee table. Honestly, I feel like it's more my shins, actually. My shins just take a beating. Because I move before I think where to put my body sometimes. So my mind is just like, oh, you need to be here. And then my legs are just like, hey, bro, you're kind of taking us out of commission. You're putting us through the ringer right now. Next one comes from Error 404 not found. The guy was literally so dumb that he was loudly talking to his lawyer about how to get out of the crime he did. Some people are crazy, dude. Yeah, that seems like a pretty poor strategy, for if you're sitting, at your whatever it is, the table that you sit at in court, and you're just loudly talking. It's like, bro, we finessed the hell out of this guy, bro. We finessed so hard. We pulled the rug right out from under him, okay? We pulled the shirt over his head. Like, they have no... I'm going to get away with this scot-free. Okay, I'm gonna actually commit more crimes because I'm getting away with this one so easy. It's like, okay, yeah, you're not guilty yet. Judge hasn't quite made the verdict. And there's also, I don't know if you noticed, there's a podium microphone right in front of you. So the whole court heard that. I don't know what you thought you were going to do, but you just admitted your guilt in court. So that's kind of like I don't know if you know much about court, but that's kind of a done deal. We have it on audio and video. So, you might want to just chill out on the excitement, okay, over your case. I'm sure you have a great lawyer. But, bro cannot help you out if you literally confessed to the crime in court. All right. Next one comes from Stressed Human. What's going on, Stressed Human? This story I heard from my mom. For a custody case, my father, instead of writing his defense, he just wrote every objection he expected to have, but not why he thought he should have full custody. Wow. He was just playing defense, man. He was just no offense at all. He was just like, no, I don't even... I'm just trying to shade off all the... I'm just trying to just dodge all the shade that I feel like I'm going to get. Because you know what? At the end of the day, this is about me, right? And I can't have bad image going out there about me, okay? What's the media going to say about this? This is a big case, obviously, because I'm involved, right? So, but do you want custody of your children? Oh, damn, not even... it's funny you say that. I didn't even think about that. Wow, never even really crossed my mind. Do I want custody of the kids? Is that what this case is for? This isn't because I ran over that pedestrian? Oh, that's a different case. My bad. Kids. Yeah, I don't know about that one. I don't know. Give me some time, Your Honor, to think about that one. Your Ons. Anyone ever call you that? It's like, wow, okay. Yeah. I hope that you have a decent relationship with, your other family, because dang, bro just wanted to save himself. Next one comes from L Dude Saucig. That's all he has to say. Saucig. L Dude. I don't even know if that's a guy or girl, or however you identify, but Saucig. Maybe that has something to do with the sausage reference, because I had no idea what that Polish sausage was called. But, I'm waiting to try it. That's a shout out from a previous episode. Next one comes from Ghost. What's up, Luke? And fellow listeners, awesome ep. So the dumbest thing someone did in court, thank you also, by the way, the dumbest thing someone did in court was my biological dad, when he went to court, he brought a loaded 9mm, pew pew, thinking he could scare the judge. Stay ghostly. That is insane. Okay, I feel like that has got to be one of the dumbest ideas I have ever heard. Let me just commit a felony while I'm in court. All right? Why don't I just commit a crime that is worth going to prison for a long time for in front of a judge? Just cut right to the chase, okay? It's like, I was just trying to scare the judge, just trying to strike a little fear into him, okay? Sue me, okay? Just kidding, all right? This is a criminal court, not a civil court, okay? So you can't sue me. Whatever. I'll take you to court, judge. Who says I can't bring my loaded 9mm in here? Strike a little fear into the audience, okay? I'm putting on a show, all right? It's just for shows, okay? It's just for the excitement of it all, okay? Everyone knows court is way more boring in real life than it is on TV, okay? I'm just trying to bring up the vibes, make it lively, make it a little, interesting, okay? I'm trying to get on TV, all right? So I feel like I'm really honestly, you guys should be thanking me. I'm bringing more attention to the court. All right, I'm trying to attract eyeballs, all right? This is going to be in the news, okay? I'm just trying to, how do you guys ever expect to be, popular, on Instagram, poppin'? Don't you want, short reels of, that'd be so funny. It's like a judge who has a TikTok, and all the TikTokers are just, banging the gavel, just sentencing people. 25 years to life, murder, boom. Just reading out sentences, short form TikTok on the judge. The judge went crazy on this one. No way. Judge went crazy. Dropped a mad sentence on his head tops. Was this justified? Good ruling? I feel like that actually would pop off on TikTok, not gonna lie. Next one comes from Cozy. A guy was in court for a DUI and was about to get the minimum fine, but then he asked if he was getting charged for the person he hit. The guy got a much bigger fine and ended up losing his license. Just because I'm curious, out of the blue here, Judge Man, but I just want to clarify that that pedestrian that I killed, that's not. Are we just throwing that out? That's just not part of the case. Because I know it was like a couple miles back. And, there was no video around there, and it was ambiguous whether I committed that, but I just want to make sure that I'm not getting charged for that, even though that did happen, right? I mean, come on, come on. It must have been me, obviously, everyone knows that. I was flying around, I was freaking drunk, come on, everyone knows it was me. But I just want to make sure that we're not, that's not attached to the sentence, all right? We just, officially on paper, that wasn't me, right? Yeah, okay, you're getting 25 years. You're getting a life sentence, my friend. Next one comes from Phil Savannah. Someone's cooking something in my apartment. Oh my god, guys, it smells so good. Holy crap. Next one comes from Phil Savannah. A guy was suing the business he used to work for over wages. The ex-worker was asked if he could prove this. Then he went on to say that he hadn't filed his taxes in a few years. IRS online too. Yeah, I mean, I thought you couldn't. Oh no, he was suing a business. I don't know. I thought you couldn't, if you admit guilt for something else during a trial, that you can't be, charged for that thing. But I feel like maybe the IRS was just taking notes and they were like, no, not related. Totally unrelated. We just noticed some accounting errors. Happened to notice some of those. After the court case, just, it's just about businesses and files and forms. You know how that stuff is. And we just noticed that you owe the IRS $200,000. Okay, you haven't paid taxes in 30 years. So, just discovered that little hiccup. Last one comes from Caleb. Fibble, flam, gloop, gobble, dim, dam, fad, diggle, bang, two, ya, tang, little bang. I feel like that's what happens when you press the suggested word thing on Apple keyboard. I do this when I have nothing to say, but it was a great episode. Well, thank you, Caleb. Most appreciated. And like I say every even if you don't have something to say that's related to the show or the podcast specifically, even if you just want to comment that you enjoyed the show or whatever, please go ahead and feel free to do that, because that is always just an awesome thing to see. It really never gets old. I can't I can't truly express the gratitude that I have for my community of Reddit Asks Us listeners, because we are all one big family. You know, all of my beautiful friends from the internet, all my beautiful family from the internet. Okay, we're going to take a short, quick ad break, and then we're going to hop in right back into this week's episode. See you.
This Friday, your favorite emotions are back on the big screen in Disney and Pixar's Inside Out 2.
It's time to greet your Team Riley. It's anger.
Let me at him.
Fear.
Safety checklist is complete.
Disgust. Ew, ew. Sadness is in the house.
Oh, no.
Hello, I'm anxiety. I'm one of Riley's new emotions.
Disney and Pixar's Inside Out 2.
There's a part 2?
We're going!
Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. Only in theaters Friday. Get tickets now.
Okay, welcome back to this week's episode. I feel like someone said that they weren't getting ads. It must be kind of funny, like just listening to me just like pause for a second and then just be like, yo, I'm back. Okay, anyways, this episode, as you can clearly see by the title, I hope, is what do people often claim literally everyone does, but it's not true. Okay, this is like, these are these people who are just clearly a little eccentric, little unorthodox folk. And they're like, clearly everyone does that. All right. Everyone, lights their foreskin on fire. Who doesn't? Am I right? Am I right, everyone? You guys don't not to feel like something? Just anything at all? Help me. So it's everyone knows those people. And it's like, dude, you were the only one who pees in the urinal and brings their pants down to their ankles. That is weird, okay? You are the only one who does that, my friend. I can guarantee you, not everyone does. It's like, oh, come on. Bathroom's empty. Urinals are free, no one's coming in. Don't you just let the cheeks just get some air, Just let the cheeks hang for a little bit. Might as well, just get some of that circulation, got a little bit of a breeze going maybe. Just let the cheeks have a little fun. Air them out. Air out the cheeks, am I right? Hashtag air out the cheeks. Hashtag free the cheeks. Okay? All right, that's the real issue here, okay? Hey, free the cheeks. Hashtag free the cheeks, okay? All right. First one comes from Koigon. Cheat in either meaning. This is honestly becoming more and more true. I've actually ran into people that's like, the people are like, yeah, come on, everybody cheats, bro. Everyone cheats. It's like, really? Are you sure? Everybody? I think cheating is next to serious crimes, because obviously cheating is not a crime. But if we're talking just general moral things, it's probably one of the most general moral things you could, worst moral things you could possibly do is cheating. Just a complete lack of care, compassion, or empathy, or even concern for another person. Just a complete pursuit of selfishness, of just self-motivated pleasure. That's what? Everyone does it, So sometimes when the work pizza comes, I take an extra slice, okay? It's not like everyone's gonna notice that. Sometimes I cheat on my wife of 20 years, okay? Everyone does it. All right, can we stop? Can we stop acting like this is some big secret, like we're dropping some major knowledge, all right? Everyone is unfaithful to their partner that, you stuck that ring on, and everyone knows that ring is, metal breaks. It's not a, it's not like it's this completely just unbreakable solid material through and through. All right. No, but that's kind of what the diamond is for, though. The diamond is doesn't break. It means you're not going to split up the relationship. You know what? Diamonds are overrated. Okay, diamonds are so overrated. All right, there's entire planets made of diamonds. Okay, there's plenty of diamonds to go around. So, that's what I'm saying with the women. Okay, there's plenty of women to go around. Why would I limit myself to one diamond? Am I right? Well, that's kind of implied when you say, forever to hold, love, all that stuff when you're saying your vows and you're like till death do us part is kind of the implication. I don't even know if that's really an implication. It's kind of more just obvious, It's kind of just more on the surface right there. Cheating is not a good thing. I think that pretty much every philosophical sort of line of thinking throughout time that's helped people through their lives and been the guidance of moral character for people says cheating is a bad thing to do. But also, honestly, though, if we're talking about video games, though, straight up, I jailbroke my iPod and ruined it. Okay, nothing good happens when you cheat. All right, I tried to cheat at video games. I jailbroke, or not jailbroke, what is it called? Whatever it's called, when you use the hacks or the cheat codes, for GTA Online. The game was just immediately, or no, it wasn't, was it online? I can't remember. Game was just immediately less fun, because you just had everything. You didn't have to work for anything. You just went around, doing whatever you wanted, but it's also just like, okay, this game isn't fun anymore, because there's no missions. I have every car. I have all the guns maxed out ammo. I'm like, what am I going to do? Like, this is boring now. Just drive around in the cool cars, blow stuff up with tank. Oh, it's pretty fun. But you get what I'm saying, okay? Like, it's really, it ruins it. It's actually better to work for those things. But I have cheated at video games, and also I notoriously suck at video games. I am just not good at video games. I don't play any video games. I don't have a gaming console. I know some of you guys are just probably just blood boiling. This is just some of the worst news you could possibly receive about what about a podcast host that you listen to, and I'm truly sorry. I am truly sorry. I apologize. I know. The only game I ever really played as a kid was my DS, but I did rip Lego Star Wars. I will tell you that. But the hardest mission has to be the Hoth. I couldn't get it. Couldn't get the Hoth one where you had to tie up the legs. Couldn't get it. Was not possible for me. But anyways, you get the idea. Next one comes from Donald Trumpnado. Donald Trumpnado. My distant uncle told my mom everyone screws their cousin right after telling her about screwing his cousin. Listen, I'm going to tell you, okay? I'm going to tell you this once. It seems pretty obvious, but, I've known that people don't seem to think that this is common knowledge, but, have you ever screwed your cousin, okay? It's very popular, very fun, very safe, okay? Very safe, by the way. A lot of people tell me, oh, Donald, this isn't safe. I know it's not safe. I'm telling you right now it's safe, okay? I'm recommending this to all the American public, okay? We want to increase America's population. All right, we need more Americans, more money, okay? Lots more. Everything is big. America's big, okay? We want big America. How do we have big America? We need people, okay? Have sex with your cousins. It's fine. I've done it. I've enjoyed it. I've liked it, okay? Everyone does it. Everyone does it, okay? Done it plenty of times. Melania's done it. She knows. Okay, my kids have all done it. And their kids are fairly normal, okay? I'm not going to say totally normal, but I'll say mostly normal, okay? It's what we want. More Americans. Anyways, I hope you enjoy my Donald Trump impression. I've been trying to do it more often, even though it can be very off-putting for some people. It sounds like Donald Trump. Is your distant Uncle Donald Trump? Like, that kind of seems like, that's the vibe here. It's like, yeah, my distant uncle. Yeah, it's totally, like, not really related. I like how you're saying distant uncle as if... Yeah, that's so funny. He's like, yeah, my totally distant uncle. He's not like he's, like, my also dad or anything. Like, totally distant, super. It's like out of like what it's called, like removed once, twice. He's probably like 3 or 4 times removed probably. But don't look me up on Ancestry, okay? Don't look up my 23andMe. It's a lie. Those things aren't accurate. They're updating them all the time. That's what they say. It's just, all my genetic, my genetic tree is it's more like a log, just a straight log, just a more like a it's kind of just a straight shot, like a just a long stretch of pavement. It's kind of my reinforced concrete cylinder is my DNA. But you know what? It's cool, okay? Everyone says it's in right now. That is so in. Okay, you could not justify this to anybody. Reply from cardiologist. Like, you can't, like, how are you gonna be like, no, dude, it's like totally normal. Like, lots of people do it. It's like super chill. You know, have you ever don't knock it till you try. Have you ever heard of that? Yeah, okay, I'll apply that to Brussels sprouts maybe. I never tried them and I'm like, oh, this is actually pretty good, right? You learn it. Your taste changes as you get older. I never used to like red wine. Now I enjoy red wine, right? I don't think that applies to having sex with your cousin. Okay, I don't really think that is what the saying is supposed to be applied to. Okay, seems like that's one of those, might be a bit of a stretch there. Okay, cardiologist 8232 replies and says, in fairness, no good sentence starts after a comment like this with "in all fairness." Just to play devil's advocate. It's like, whoa, pause, bro. Just to play devil's advocate? Having sex with your cousin? There is no devil's advocate for this. Okay, in fairness, 150 plus years ago, most people had sex with their cousins. Considering people rarely moved and families stayed in the same place for hundreds of years, it was very common to marry a second cousin or even first cousin. I know in England, if you rewind to before the Black Death, it was even more common. Yeah, because people were dying constantly because, first of all, their immune systems were just dog water, okay? They didn't wash their hands. Second of all, they were probably dying so early because they were having sex with their cousins, okay? Their genetics were, again, dog water, okay? Like, we need to, what's going on here? All right, there's no way. It's like, yeah, and we stopped doing that because everyone grew up with massive chins, okay? Everyone had huge noses because they were all inbred, and they were like, okay, yeah, we should probably stop doing this. Once the Enlightenment happened, scientific revolution, things like this, we kind of started thinking to ourselves, why is it that genetic diversity is a good thing? Who would have thought? Not having sex with your cousin is a bad idea. Why it's not a good thing to do? People that don't end up having problems because of it. Genetic issues. I wonder why. Yeah, probably because you are related. All right. Next one comes from Robbie. Oh, wait, no, this one is the same. Sorry. Next one comes from Shanster Goodhart. Somebody once told me that they reckoned, that's how you know it's immediately like an Australian or a British person. So I'm going to read this in a British accent. Somebody once told me that they reckon 90% of parents, actually they said people, send the kids to grandmas or other parents on a weekend so that they can use drugs and alcohol. I can't remember if the drug was specifically cocaine. I conceded it was probably more than we think, but 90% is a bit of a stretch. Yeah, okay. So I hope you enjoyed my British accent there. Shanster Goodhart. Jumping around with regional accents there. I can't commit to one. But anyways, I'm sure my British listeners will know that very well. Okay, I understand, someone's like, yeah, it's just, everyone sends the kids out every once in a while, to get some free time. Get some time away from the kids, chillax, do maybe a date night, something like that. Have our reignite the flame. And I think it's just it's time to come to terms with what we all really do. That when we get some time away from the kids, and there's nothing better than lighting a candle, hanging out with the wife, and just snorting 7 lines of coke. Just snorting an entire 8 ball of cocaine. That is, just to take the edge off, all right? Kids are tough, man. Kids are all over the place, it's... You got to be, available on the ball 24/7, Kids are just, being a parent never ends is what they say, right? So sometimes you just got to kick those feet up, take the socks off, maybe use a Theragun, and smoke some crack. Just take the edge off, Nothing's wrong with a little crack. Little crack cocaine really makes the difference. All right. It really is one of those difference makers when it comes to just getting some relaxation, getting some time away from the kiddos. Can't we all just relax and just admit it? Some of us like IPAs, all right? Some of us have maybe an extra glass of wine. Oh, no, extra glass of wine. Oh, no, I'm drinking an extra glass of wine. Oh, no, I had a third IPA instead of 2. Oh no, I smoked another bowl of crack. I snorted another line, just a little extra line. Oh geez, oh no, sue me. Call Child Protective Services, am I right? My neighbors are freaking out, like, oh, I'm gonna call the freaking cops on you. It's like, buddy, okay? Have you never heard of a vacation? Seriously? Are we not gonna all act like, yeah, sure, it's illegal? Right? I could go to jail. I could lose custody of my kids. Yeah, sure. Whatever you say, bro. Whatever you say, dog. I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. Okay. All right. I'm going to say the same thing when you're sipping martinis, okay? Out on your back deck. Okay? Relax. We all need to have our time, okay? This is me time. This is we time. We're just chilling. All right? Next one comes from Muscular Fatty 420. Apparently, my parents say every parent beats them and kicks them out of the house for shit for silly little things like not washing a plate or just taking a nap mid-studying because you're burnt out. Oh, yeah. Son, it's important for you to understand that every parent strips their kid naked and ties them to a telephone pole and gets the community to throw rocks at them. Okay? Public stoning. This has been going on for centuries, son. This is one thing you need to understand about parenting. Okay? When you use a bad word, we are going to cut off a little piece of your tongue every single time you do that. Every parent does it. Been happening for generations, okay? So I think you just need to smarten up and listen to your parents. Okay? Listen to the real people in charge. All right. If you knock something over, then we're going to cut your hands with whatever you knocked over. All right. This is classic parenting. It's parenting 101, really. This has just been generation after generation has done this. What I really think we are starting to understand now is people from older generations who have maybe experienced stuff like this in the past they are susceptible and they exhibit symptoms of it's a little bit wider known condition called post-traumatic stress disorder. Okay, PTSD. And I don't know if you guys know much about PTSD, but PTSD sucks, okay? PTSD is a terrible thing to happen to a human being. It can ruin someone's life. It leads to all sorts of fun little things like depression, anxiety, suicidal thoughts. Okay, I think we are starting to understand that things like trauma, right? PTSD are a bad thing, right? We don't want these sorts of things, okay? Everyone's going to experience some level of trauma, but purposefully inflicted trauma, things like borderline torturing your children, is probably going to screw them up later in life. I think that's becoming more and more evident, okay? We learned in the past about how crappy people used to be. Yeah, because they were probably treated like crap, and the people who treated them probably treated them like crap, so it's just kind of a succession of crap, Okay, just a overwhelming succession of very poor treatment. But then interestingly, listen to this. Interestingly, when people at a young age, babies, are treated well and they have good home lives, they end up being great people. Okay, this is just a general statement. Okay, I'm not saying this applies to everyone, but across, the general spectrum, people who tend to have great or good or, acceptable home lives growing up end up having an easier time with living their lives, as an adult. They have less trauma. And, they because of that, they maybe be less susceptible to experiencing things like depression, anxiety, and all the really terrible things that make life really difficult to live for people. I really don't think there should be this, mentality. It's like people are like, oh, well, my dad disciplined me like this, and his dad disciplined him like this, and so I'm going to discipline my kids like this. It's like, okay, that's great and fine. Let me ask you, what do you think of your dad? He's a fucking asshole. Okay, so do you ever think that that's what your kids are going to think about you? Yeah, like, do you want a great relationship with your children? Do you want to be able to, connect with them and, experience their triumphs and help them, and be a mentor to them? And it's like, yeah, that's what I'm doing. I think what you're doing is making them hate you. So, sorry to drop the news on you, but I don't think what you're doing is making you any closer to your children.
This episode is brought to you by Snapple. Welcome to the Snapple Market Auditory Experience. Close your eyes. Imagine you're walking into your neighborhood store. You make your way to the back and reach for your favorite Snapple flavor. You can't wait. You take a sip. Whoa, that's a lot of flavor. What flavor are you holding? Now open your eyes and check out Snapple.com to find ridiculously flavorful Snapple near you.
Many of us have those stubborn pounds that seem impossible to lose, no matter how good we eat or how hard we work out. My solution is PlushCare. PlushCare is a leading telehealth provider with doctors who are there for you day and night to partner with you in your weight loss journey. They can prescribe FDA-approved weight loss medications like Wegovy and Zepbound for those who qualify. Plus, they accept most insurance plans. To get started, visit plushcare.com/weightloss. That's plushcare.com/weightloss.
Next one comes from Striped Frog, quote unquote, "We're all thinking it, I just have the balls to say it," unquote. We are not all thinking it, and you are just an asshole. Man, that makes me so mad. I ran into somebody recently, and they were like talking about a kid, and they were not very good at the guitar because they just learned how to play. And they were like, this kid freaking sucks. Okay? We're all thinking it. It's like, dude, no one's like, everybody else here is thinking, good for him, I'm glad he's trying, it's important that you stick with things and try things even if it doesn't work out, and it's okay that we might suck at stuff because everyone sucks at something when they try it for the first time, and no person's gonna be great. It's just really awesome to see someone trying. No one's thinking get off the stage, loser, never play again. Who allowed this kid on stage? He's freaking 10 years old. Okay? Yeah, a great way to encourage somebody to get good at something is to tell them they're terrible at it, they suck at it, and they will never be good. I don't think that's very motivational. That doesn't tend to get people very, excited and to get them to want to continue doing something, telling someone that they are terrible at what they're doing. Next one comes from BCA Trek. There's absolutely nothing in the world that literally everyone does except for maybe sleeping. That's true. That's the thing is, there are other things like bodily functions that's pretty much unavoidable. As much as sometimes we would really, really appreciate our bodies to not do things at very inconvenient times, mind you. We generally universally share some things, but yeah, it's just some people, some of these people, they have, I think a lot of people are like, who say this stuff are just really egotistical people that are trying to feel validated. They're like, come on, everyone bullies the short kids, okay? Everyone bullies the nerds, okay? Everyone, pulls their underwear over their heads. It's like, no, dude, you're just a bully, dude. Like, you suck. You just suck, dude, okay? I don't really know what to tell you. Next one comes from, what is this name? Magnetic Monopoly. Okay, I'm actually kind of gonna. It's spelled with numbers and stuff. I called out a guy for taking selfies in a gym locker room. His defense is that everyone does it. Yes, there were naked people walking around in the locker room. He's just taking photos of people in the background, the brains hanging out. Just like, what, man? Everyone does it. Posted on his Instagram story. Circles the guy. Look at how tiny this guy's penis is. Wow. I look so jacked, though. He's just got his flexing super hard. It's like he's got like a collage made. It's like three pictures in the collage, and just in the corner, he's circling the guy's penis, and he's like, "Look at the tiny penis on this guy, loser." It's like, okay, well, I'm sure if you had yours out, everyone would see that it's very obvious that you do steroids. So, if you know anything about people who do steroids, shrinkage, okay? I don't know if it does shrinks the penile area, but I think it does have an effect on the male genitalia, and that effect is not good, okay? It's very notoriously bad for you. It's why everyone doesn't just take steroids. If steroids had no bad effects on you, everyone would take them, okay? I don't know a single person on the planet who wouldn't take steroids if there were just no effects. But it turns out it gives you cancer, so that's kind of a negative one. Might. It's so ironic. People will take steroids to be in good shape and look amazing, but then it ends up taking years off of their lives. They look. I mean, some of them look disgustingly horrible because steroids just make you look like a beef balloon, but it's funny. I just find it ironic that the people are like, oh, look at how good in shape I am. I'm just fucking ripped. And then it's like, okay, yeah, but you're going to live to 50, and then you're going to have a heart attack because your blood vessels have exploded. Okay? I'm pretty sure Arnold Schwarzenegger has had 3 triple that's so stupid. No. He's had a triple bypass already. Okay? I mean, he is pretty old, but still. He's in great shape, okay? Arnold is known for being in amazing shape. But guess what? He needed a triple bypass because, not because he, ate poorly or treated his body poorly. He did a lot of steroids. It's kind of just that's it. That's the answer. All right? Lots and lots of steroids. This is just ridiculous. I mean, not to I take selfies at the gym. But first of all, I don't post them anywhere. They're just for me. Just to see progress, and sometimes it's just fun to take them. But I make sure that I'm alone. There's nothing more embarrassing. Oh my God. Maybe I should just start owning up to it. I don't know. You can tell me what you guys think, but I feel like I'm at the gym sometimes, and I'll be in the basement and taking photos of myself. And I will just, if someone walks in and I've got the shirt up, I'm like, I feel so embarrassed right now. I think I'm going to go die in a hole. I think I'm just going to take out those little military shovels. I just carry one around and just start digging a hole into the gym floor and just burying myself. I'm going to hide away forever now. So, mortified. Completely mortified. That has happened to me before, and it's like, I try to play it off like I wasn't just trying to take a picture of my torso. It's like, yeah, what was my phone doing out? Pointing at the mirror. What the heck was I doing? What the heck was the phone doing? Who even was looking? Why? What? I think I was just on FaceTime or something. I think I was taking a picture of the mirror. Wow, that's a really cool mirror. I want to get one of those in my apartment. Wow. This is really, did you see this mirror? It's really awesome. I just want to like get, my proportion sizes in the mirror correct. This is great. This is so cool. Yeah. Awesome. Awesome mirror. Love this bathroom. Just taking photos of the bathroom. General ambiance is like really, really cool. Thinking about buying a bathroom like this for myself one day. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with taking photos at the gym, but of yourself. But when do it in the bathroom, but also make sure that there's no naked men or women or just naked people or just other people in the photos. Okay, no one wants to be the photobomb in the back that's got like the eyebrows. His eyebrows are raised and he's like, the mouth is down, like, bro. Oh yeah, I got mad. So sorry. This just brings up this thing. Okay, tell me what you think. I'll be quick with the story because I know I want to read more comments. But I remember one time I was at a CFL game, which is like the Canadian NFL. It's a Canadian Football League. It's big in Canada. Anyways, I was at a CFL game. Go Riders! And I was taking Snapchats on my phone, like just snaps, like one does, who belongs to Gen Z when I was in high school. And some dude like tapped me on the shoulder and got super pissed at me. He's like, "Get me out of your photos, man." I'm like, I'm not trying to take a photo of you, dude. Like, I'm just Snapchatting my friends. This isn't public or anything. I understand he didn't want to be in the photo, but like, I think his reaction was just a little bit like over the top. He's like, "Dude, can you stop taking photos of me?" I'm like, "I'm not taking photos of you. I'm taking photos of me." Okay? I've been in the background of tons of people's Snapchats. I don't care. I understand. Like, it's like, what are you? Is the CIA looking for you, bro? Like, is it really that big of a deal that you happen to be photobombing my private photos that I'm sending into people? All right? He kind of had a big reaction. I don't know. I get it. I understand. You don't want to be in the photo. Whatever. I tried to lower the photo so he wasn't going to be in it. But it's also just like, okay, but what's the difference between that and just like taking a picture with my mom at the game and there's like a bunch of random strangers in the background? How many pictures do you think you've been in other people's photos? Okay, whether that's been at like a theme park, in public, or just anywhere. You're probably in a million people's different photos. Okay? Like, this is just the nature of it, okay? Just relax a little bit. Like, what's the big deal about being in someone's photo? I don't understand. When you think about it, why don't you want to be in someone else's photo? Who cares? What's going to happen? If anything, they're just going to be like if it's a photo that they care about, if anything, it's going to be like, "Oh, there's rando in this photo." I don't know. I don't really care about being in other people's photos. Unless someone's taking pictures of me. Then it's different. If someone's purposely, like, this guy was acting like I was taking pictures specifically of him. I was taking pictures of myself. I don't know. You can, whatever. You can tell me, but personally, I thought it was overreaction. Next one comes from Marxism Skipidism. Attempt to practice hygiene. A lot of men don't wash their hands after using public restrooms and touching their penises, and a lot of women hover over the toilet and piss everywhere like careless dogs. I work at the grocery store, and these careless swine go on to touch the food you eat. Yeah, that is nasty. I do know people who don't wash their hands after they go to the bathroom. They say that everyone does it. There was a girl who went viral on TikTok recently who was all like, I've now decided I'm not washing my hands. I'm no longer washing my hands. So you're going to go against about 100 years of scientific evidence? I don't understand the reasoning there. There is an overwhelming amount of evidence that one of the number one ways to decrease sickness and illness in people is as simple as washing your hands, bro. Okay, this is basic stuff. There is a reason why life expectancy shot up after we discovered personal hygiene. All right? Like, why are we regressing? What's happening? What is going on? Oh, yeah, like I don't know. There's no reasoning. I don't understand. I don't know. Like, what's your justification for this? I'm no longer washing my hands. Seems pointless. You mean not contracting, like, a ton of illnesses is pointless? Not getting sick all the time, not getting something like E. coli or just some bacteria. This is bathroom stuff. This is the worst it gets. Okay, that's like okay. You maybe don't wash your hands after, I don't know. Hey, you should wash your hands after you touch anything. I don't know. Like, there's really no situation. Like, okay, maybe you get home from work and you eat an apple or something. You didn't wash your hands. Okay, all right. Okay, you should probably wash your hands. But after the bathroom, bro? Come on, dude. After the bathroom? That's like number one. Of all the top lists if there's a list of the top places that exist as we travel throughout humanity and throughout existence, if there's a list at the top of those places where you should be washing your hands after you leave, it's the bathroom. Okay? That's pee and poo. Like, come on, bro. This is just, I know people like this too that just are like people will I once had somebody tell me that peeing, like, and touching your penis is like touching your arm. It's just skin. I'm like, no, it is not. It is not even close, okay? No. It is not. Wash your freaking hands, bro. That's so nasty. How many people have I dapped up and they just have piss all over their hands? Disgusting. All right. Next one comes from Opposite Act 7413. Oh, there's tons of. People assume that everyone watches porn. People assume that everyone drinks alcohol. People assume everyone does a lot of stuff. It's always not true. Yeah, I think a lot of people definitely just like, come on, literally everybody does it, especially when it comes to drinking. I know there's a lot of like people in my generation who don't drink, and, people are just like sober Sallies, and, that's cool. Like, I don't care. Like, I mean, especially because a lot of people have good reasons for it. Like, a lot of people are just like, well, drinking's notoriously terrible for you. You are poisoning yourself. Alcohol is a poison, and I just don't want to put poison into my body. I don't want to lower my life expectancy or increase my chances of liver cancer or kidney disease because I drink alcohol, which is like totally. I drink alcohol, so whatever. It doesn't. Those facts don't necessarily bother me. Well, they kind of do, but IPAs are freaking amazing. But anyways, like I know a lot of people who are just sober, and it's such a normal thing. Like, being sober is totally chill, totally fine. Like, I completely understand. Alcohol also makes people act really stupid. I've done some of the dumbest things I've ever done in my entire life while I was on alcohol. Okay, like, totally. Yeah, but then you do get people who judge other people for not drinking and stuff. Like, you do get people who are like, yeah, well, it's fine, dude, but like doesn't drink. It's like, okay, yeah, this dude's like okay, but he doesn't poison himself. Okay, this dude is pretty chill guy, but he doesn't want liver cancer. Okay, he doesn't want heart disease. What the hell? Like, what's up with him? It's like, okay, sure, he just doesn't want to drink. That's fine. But yeah, definitely. I hope that narrative starts to change, like, that people don't assume that people drink anymore. I think it's just such a cultural thing, It's so embedded in the culture that everyone just assumes people drink, right? All right. Oh, okay. This last one is good. What do people often claim literally everyone does? What is this? But is not true. That literally every woman wants an alpha man. These dudes have never had a girlfriend. These dudes will never have a girlfriend because they think so toxically about women. Yeah, you know what women love? To be told that they are not as good as men. Everyone knows that, okay? You know what women really love? To be told that they should be subordinate. That they don't have as much of worth as a man in the world. That they should be relegated to doing household tasks and should stay at home and all they should do is take care of kids. That is, women love hearing that. They just love it. They love, what just people and humans love in general? Oppression. You know, everyone who I know is all like, you know what? Oppression. You know, talk about expression. I'm awesome. Okay, I'm expressing this oppression. Okay, I'm having a great time over here being restricted from things against my will, being gate-kept from things against my will, things like education, being allowed in the workplace, the ability to vote, the ability to be equally represented. You know, I'll throw all that by the wayside. You know, just you know, enjoy life. You know, with what we are going to tell you you're allowed to do. God, those I don't understand why this alpha male. I don't know. I think a lot of dudes are just lost. A lot of men are just they are so lost. They have no moral compass or just ability to think for themselves and see the broader picture in the world, right? Like, I just don't understand this mentality, you know? I mean, I partially understand, like, how it's developed, but how you could legitimately think some of these things and think, like, it's like, yeah, it's totally cool that I think men are way better than women. It's like, really, dude? Like, you, like, I don't understand. That just is, like, I feel like thinking that way, thinking with such of, like, dominant attitude is, like, dominating other people and, like, calling people betas and stuff is, like, you're just, why are, like, these people are angry. These people are so mad. It's like, you do realize that you're the one who's angry here, okay? We're all angry for good reasons, okay? To fight for rights, all right? You're angry for really bad reasons, okay? You're making yourself so mad. Chill out, okay? Relax, all right? Share the love. Let everybody participate. It's not that hard, okay? And countless times again, I don't want to say it again for the millionth time, but science and sociology proves that society improves when more people are included and there's less oppression. Things generally, standard of living for everyone tends to rise. You know, things tend to suck less in a society when everyone is treated and equally. You know, newsflash. Sorry, didn't want to stomp on your little piggies, alpha males. Anyways, we're going to cap it off there for today's episode. Thank you all so much for tuning into another week's episode of the Reddit Asks Us podcast, the podcast where we read and react to comments from r/AskReddit. Remember, if you're watching or listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever else you get your podcast, please leave us a rating and also please leave us a review. We absolutely appreciate it more than you know. So thank you all so much for doing that already. Remember to check out my Instagram and TikTok and YouTube at Reddit Asks Us Podcast, where I post new short form content every single day. And go to the subreddit r/Reddit Asks Us and get active, because there will be a new mega thread post this week. I love each and every single one of you. Peace out. Love you. Goodbye.